All right, guys. Well, you might have not ever want to think about this, but there's a good possibility that some of your professors can be in the files, the EPST files. So let's get into this, guys. A Yale professor recommended a good-looking blonde student for a job with the guy. He is not sorry. Well, we know that these people obviously don't have any remorse, but yeah, here's the Yale professor right here. Okay, Yale University professor will not teach classes while his reviews are in conduct. Should be fired, dude. Why is he still holding him there? Okay, so this professor, he knew that EPSTEIN was obsessed with girls like every other unmarried billionaire in Manhattan. That's what he says. In fact, like every other heterosexual male. That's what the professor is saying, like to excuse it. Okay, so if you know that this guy is obsessed with young girls, children, etc., then why would you recommend one of your students to work with him? And then he says, goes on to say, so as I said, nothing that dishonored her in any conceivable way. I have told him more or less what he wanted. She was smart, charming, gorgeous. I ought to have suppressed the info? Never. Oh my god, dude. But the thing is that, like, you recommend people based off of merit, based off of maybe some research projects that they've done, maybe their work ethic, maybe something that they found that most people didn't notice. But here, you're recommending a student based off her looks? Man, this guy definitely knew what he was doing. And he's still trying to act like he did the student a favor. No, you potentially put the student in a lot of danger. Like, you risk the safety of your students for this guy? So then Yale goes on to say that they don't condone the actions of the professor and that he won't be teaching until and while his thing is under review. And until the review is complete, the professor will not teach his class. Like, I mean, but you still have him like as one of your staff members, and they're probably still paying this guy too. All right, here we go. One of the students was saying, I think it is definitely the initial kind of wave shock because I think it just sounds ridiculous that one of your professors, someone who is teaching you, is literally in the files. But I think it was really the most surprising to me was that he was trying to defend his past words and past actions. Yes, exactly. This guy shows no remorse at all. But it is kind of scary to think that one of your teachers could be in that list. There's someone who's supposed to be guiding you, someone who's supposed to be showing you legitimate research opportunities, and someone who's supposed to be protecting you. I mean, we know that some of these professors, like, they take a power trip when it comes to grading students. Um, but I guess the power trip goes further beyond grading the students. Okay, so he said he was recommending the student for a summer job with a private bank, sorry, with a private bank, and that she wanted the recommendation. He said that didn't know that Epstein was convicted. Come on, dude. In 2011, but we know the guy was convicted in 2008, 2009. Come on, dude. But then he's saying that the student wanted the recommendation. Like, she probably didn't know that you're gonna like recommend her to like a very dangerous man. I mean, she probably thought that it was assumed that you'd put her safety first. 2008, 2009. Yeah, the guy pleaded guilty, and and you're trying to say that you didn't know that? Come on. Here we go. This is a good comment. Professor needs to be arrested for trafficking to fired and banned from ever holding a position in teaching anywhere. He's not fooling anyone that it was a bank position he was recommending her for. Bank of females has collected more like it, and he shows no remorse, as demented and evil as. Yep. And if you thought that he was the only professor on the list, oh, you'd be mistaken. UCLA professor emails. Yep. And this professor's name is Mark Tramo from UCLA. So UCLA removed a page showcasing an adjunct professor after his email's 12 years correspondence. Okay. Professor says he was unaware of the. Oh, same excuse. He was unaware. No, he wasn't. So then they might suspend the guy from teaching, pause the guy's teaching, or remove the guy from the faculty webpage, but the guy still works there. But they did not fire the guy, and he is still teaching. That's exactly why people are protesting. It's almost like these universities are protecting these PDF files. And guys, there is a protest going on Instagram where people are going to the UCLA Instagram page, and then under every picture they're asking about if Mark Tramo still works there, if he got fired, and all of that stuff. So yeah, you should, if you guys are on Instagram, you should definitely go on to their page and then ask under every photo if Mark Tramo still works there or if he's fired. And oh, another one here. Larry Summers apologizes for his association in one of the Harvard classes. Should take a look.
You will have seen my statement of regret, expressing my shame with respect to what I did in communication with Mr. Epstein, and that I've said that I'm going to step back from public activities, but for a time, but I think it's very important to fulfill my teaching obligations. And so, with your permission, we're going to go forward and talk about the material in the class.
Okay, so we know he's not apologizing for what he did. He's apologizing for getting caught. He's sorry he got caught. Right? And those students there, they were definitely too calm hearing that news. Like, I would have expected maybe more protests in the class, like everybody being boo, maybe some people giving the finger, walking out, etc., right? But I guess maybe the reason why they didn't protest was because he's still a very powerful guy at Harvard, even though he was in the list. I mean, this guy shouldn't have any more teaching duties to carry out since he was revealed he was in the list, but I guess Harvard is protecting this guy too. I mean, he probably still has all that grading power and everything. And if the students were trying to report him to the administration and all of that stuff and protesting, then the administration would probably look more for a way to get the students in trouble than to get this guy in trouble. Also, one way to see if your professor is in the files is if you go to justice.gov/EPSTEIN, you can search the full library here, and you can search for your professor's name, like Larry Summers. Look, here we go. He's in all of these. And then Tramo, right? Yep. So, yeah, if you guys go to this justice.gov link and then you search a professor's name, you can see if they're in the files too. But yeah, anyways, guys, it's just like a bit disturbing to see. But if you think I did a great job reporting the news, please don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe with bell notifications, and share.